Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the most inspired and downright genius ad-libs and improvised moments from Supernatural. Naturally, there will be some spoilers.
Hey! Hey! Dude, what happened? Sam! Hey! What am I supposed to do? Fight the fairies!
Number 30. Bigger Cups. Fairies, leprechauns, and aliens. Oh my. This one episode not only packs a ton of comedy, but also moments of truly inspired ad-libs. One in particular happens when Sam and Dean visit fairy expert Marion while investigating a possible alien abduction. What they don't know is these alien abductions are actually the work of fairies. While speaking with Marion, they sip tea from Marion's very tiny cups, prompting Sam to wonder if she has bigger ones.
Pewterific is what it is. Pewterific.
Do you have bigger cups?
Jared Padalecki's quip was not only improvised, but also fits in perfectly with Sam's soulless state, its ensuing humor, and the earlier, hilariously appropriate Midsummer Night's Dream reference.
They're taken to Avalon to serve as Oberon, king of the fairy.
Number 29. Awkward FBI badge. While investigating a case of spontaneous combustion, Dean notices a mysterious man who seems to be following him. This turns out to be the grandson of the victim, Aaron Bass. However, before this revelation even happens, Dean confronts Bass in a restaurant, where Bass claims to have thought they were sharing a connection. Dean's response is to slowly slide his FBI badge back towards himself. It turns out this was a comic improvisation on Jensen Ackles' part.
What now?
I'm sorry, man. I thought we had a thing back at the quad, a little eye magic moment. I saw you here, and I figured I'd wait until you were done with your meeting, and then maybe we might, I don't know.
Yeah, okay, but no.
As we learn later on, Bass's tailing Dean was not out of romantic interest, but trying to find out what he knows. Most, if not all, of the awkward physicality in this earlier scene was Ackles' own choice to play into Dean's discomfort.
Okay, citizen, as you were.
You have a good night.
You have a... Okay.
Number 28. Andrew Floyd Webber. All the world's a stage, but not for the Winchesters. This fan-favorite episode follows Dean and Sam's investigation of a missing teacher at an all-girls school. What they find, to their shock, is no less than Supernatural the Musical, which is about the Winchester brothers themselves and written and performed by the students. An indignant Dean protests the very idea of a musical about their lives and slips in the comedy gold of a line.
If there was singing, and that's a big if. If there was singing, it would be classic rock, not this Andrew Floyd Webber crap. Andrew Lloyd Webber. What?
Sure enough, his reaction was not scripted at all, but Ackles' own invention, and the flubbed Floyd is perfectly in character for Dean. This scene is all the more hilarious given that there is, in fact, singing in Supernatural, and one song in particular is its unofficial theme song.
Don't you cry no more.
Number 27. Wrestling moves. With all the death and trauma these boys undergo on a regular basis, it's so nice to see them let loose every once in a while. In this episode, Sam and Dean attend the funeral of a departed wrestler and even meet a favorite of theirs, Gunnar Lawless.
When I was 10, I got my first B&E, borrowing some family's pay-per-view so that I could watch the cage match between you and the Tower of Power.
I'm not sure how I feel about contributing to your juvenile delinquency, but appreciate it all the same.
Of course, a case comes up. During their investigation, Dean gets the opportunity to get into the ring and do some moves. Turns out, Ackles came up with the bulk of this goofing around himself, while also incorporating the suggestions of crew members. He even references real-life wrestler Nature Boy Ric Flair. Surprisingly, it was all done in about one take too, but the footage was later edited into the longer montage we see in the episode. Ackles shared this tidbit during a Supernatural convention. Even though they ended up having to work, it was still great to see Dean as just another enthusiastic fanboy for just a little while here.
Are you alright?
Yeah, good.
Number 26. Angry turned sad. Dean finally gives one of the show's most morally compromised characters what he deserves. In this season 11 episode, Chuck Shirley, author of the book series Supernatural about the Winchester brothers, finally proves himself to be God to the Winchesters. While Sam is on board, Dean confronts Chuck on his many, many failings as a deity.
Plagues and wars, slaughters. And you were, I don't know, writing books? Going to fan conventions? Were you even aware, or did you just tune it out?
In the script, though, Dean was supposed to be filled with righteous anger when he does this. Jensen Ackles chose a more earnest approach instead, driving home Dean's feelings of betrayal and disillusionment.
People pray to you. People build churches for you. They fight wars in your name, and you did nothing.
It's an inspired choice in delivery by Ackles, and one that makes this emotional scene even better. Number 25. Cocktail sausages. One of the series' most beloved running gags is Dean's love of eating. However, this character quirk was not actually written up initially, but a creative impulse by Ackles himself.
Oh, that is good sandwich.
What the hell did you get?
New pepper jack turducken slammer, limited time only.
It all began in this season 1 episode, where Sam and Dean pretend to be priests to enter the house of a dead man. Dean spies some cocktail sausages and begins to stuff them down, much to Sam's bemusement. Ackles decided to run with it as an improvisational bit, and from then on, Dean's big appetite became part of his character. What a delicious twist.
What?
Just tone it down a little bit, Father.
Number 24. Shapeshifter Baby. Supernatural may be a fantasy drama, but its comedy is as golden as ever. While investigating a case of kidnapped children by a shapeshifter, Sam takes one of the orphaned babies to Dean. Hilarity ensues as these two men find themselves having to take care of a baby. As they're getting supplies for the baby at the supermarket, it begins to fuss.
Feed it. We fed it. Then what? I don't know. You think I speak baby? Maybe he needs a diaper change. Oh God, I hope not.
Dean's hysterical and mocking reaction to the child's cries was actually improvised by Ackles. Though it turns out the baby is a shifter, for one moment, Dean as a father was an intriguing possibility.
What's the matter? What's his name?
John. Bobby John.
Number 23. Castiel's speech to Dean. As the show progresses, Castiel develops an arc from an obedient soldier of the Lord to a questioning, doubting angel who develops a true love for humanity. In this episode, Dean ends up in a future where the world has been devastated by a zombie infestation. There he meets future Castiel, now living in a log cabin as a hippie.
Were you a hippie?
Thought you'd gotten over trying to label me.
In this later speech to regular Dean, who's riding shotgun, future Castiel explains he is no longer an angel, deciding to bury himself in women and decadence as an answer to the zombie state of the world. Except that bit of the speech was not part of the original script. The original script had Castiel affirming his and Dean's bond. Misha Collins improvised this part, and the rest is history.
I'm hapless, I'm hopeless. I mean, why the hell not bury myself in women and decadence? Right? Sand, baby? That's what decadence is for. Why not bang a few gongs before the lights go out?
Number 22. Stinky. Sometimes the most improvised lines are the most golden. Sam and Dean come across Bella Talbot and her thieving ways once more. Bella has been scamming elderly Gertrude, who takes a shine to Sam. After Gertrude flirts with Sam during a party at the Maritime Museum, Dean being Dean delivers this whopper of a tease with a straight face.
See you at the cemetery.
You stink like sex.
It's funny, unexpected, and certainly not part of the script. This was Ackles' own ad-lib, one of the many examples of brotherly ribbing throughout the show. We're glad this was kept in.
You know, when this is over, we should really have angry sex.
Don't objectify me.
Number 21. Goggles? Who says proper eyewear can't be fun? Certainly not our Winchester brothers. In this episode, Sam and Dean try to escape the bunker with the help of some trusty sledgehammers after Ketch traps both them and Tony in the Men of Letters base. Dean takes a swing, has debris fly in his face, and quickly realizes they need some goggles to continue.
Goggles? Goggles.
The break in tension in this scene was actually improvised, as behind the scenes, Jensen, Ackles, and Jared Padalecki were asked to give the real concrete wall a chop prior to shooting. When the crew realized how potentially dangerous this action was, they had to make some safety adjustments, which led to the inclusion of the time period appropriate goggles bit.
We earned a break. Yeah.
Number 20, Swiper Dean. If either brother is going to have sticky fingers, it's definitely Dean. When the boys are put up in a 3-star hotel, in separate rooms too, we're quickly reminded how foreign luxury is to them.
You say 3 stars? Yeah. So we're talking fresh towels, little baby shampoos.
Uh-huh. And I believe there's a pool.
Welcome, sir.
Cheers, mate.
Get the bags.
The quick and hilarious shot of Dean pocketing a couple of handfuls of mints was all Jensen Ackles. It just proves how in line he always was with the character, especially because it wasn't the first time we saw him make a similar impromptu acting choice.
Turns out Harold was stealing the other residents' Viagra.
I know. It's a real dick move, huh?
Though this one revealed more than we ever needed to know. Number 19, Salt. This season 6 episode is a minefield of unscripted moments, so that's why this isn't the first or the last time you'll see it on this list. While Jared Padalecki plays the more serious of the two Winchester brothers, we often see some of his real personality slip into Sam. Then again, in this episode, Sam doesn't have a soul, so his previously mentioned ad-libbed question isn't too out of character.
Do you have bigger cups?
Still, our favorite of Padalecki's off-the-cuff dialogue comes towards the end. It's only after a big fight scene that he remembers how to defeat the leprechaun.
Oh, you could spill sugar or salt in front of them. No matter how powerful, the fairy must stoop to count each grain.
For being a throwaway line, it manages to call out convenient writing and show self-awareness, all while serving humor.
I got this.
Why didn't I do that earlier?
Number 18, A Hairy Situation. This episode is up there with the best, because everyone loves an amnesia story. We open on Dean running through the woods, chasing a wounded man who stops to activate a sigil.
You never learn, do you? Always trying to run.
The whole thing is shrouded in mystery, especially when Dean wakes up in what is presumably the same place he was knocked out, clearly disoriented. There's a small bunny next to him, nibbling the ground, and Ackles makes the brilliant decision to interact with it.
Hey, buddy.
It not only serves to show Dean's state of mind at that moment, but also manages to lighten things up from the previous scene.
Hey, excuse me. Do you mind if...
Just don't buy a drink. I know, Stacy.
Number 17, Cassifers' Wit.
Jophiel. How's it hanging?
Getting to see Misha Collins portray Mark Pellegrino's take on Lucifer is a treat and a half. He does it so well. We can hear Pellegrino's cadence through Castiel's voice.
So, trying to smite the darkness was a bust, huh?
In this episode, Castiel, possessed by Lucifer, is trying to corral some of heaven's best. He, of course, isn't successful without a little persuasion.
I know I can count on you. But what about your people? They on board, or you need to do a little wing twisting?
I'll have to think about it.
Don't you think about it too long. You know what they say, he who hesitates disintegrates.
That last part of the line was apparently courtesy of Collins, and we can hardly believe how clever it is. Not only does it call back to his earlier scene with Jophiel, it even rhymes. Who needs Thanos when we have Cassifer?
You exploded Jophiel.
Or did Jophiel explode himself?
Number 16, a little onstage encouragement.
straightening the curve, or flattening the hill.
We know Jensen Ackles is quite the performer, but Dean, not so much. So when he garners enough courage to get up on stage for a duet with his old hunting friend, Lee Webb, it's a big deal. We get a nod to a fan favorite moment, more on that later, and some other improvisation.
Come on, boy. You can't just sit around lip-syncing Eye of the Tiger while no one's watching.
During their performance, it wasn't planned for Christian Kane, who plays Lee Webb, to slap Dean's behind. So that's either Ackles' genuine reaction or he really just never misses a beat in character. It makes an already great segment all the more unforgettable. Number 15, fourth wall break.
There is no singing in Supernatural.
We just love when this show gets meta. They do it so flawlessly every time. That's why we can't help but discuss this episode again, in which the boys follow a case that leads them to a high school play about themselves.
His name is Sammy. I'm Big Brother Dean. The perfect family, or so it seemed.
Well, what else would it be? When Dean sees the two actors playing himself and Cass getting a little too close for comfort, he finds out they're a couple in real life and asks whether or not that'll be making it into the show. The student director gives him an answer that is so fandom-coded, it has him breaking the fourth wall.
Although we do explore the nature of Castiel in Act 2.
Sorry, what?
Oh, it's just subtext. But then again, you can't spell subtext without sex.
Ackles later sent out a tweet directed at fanfic writers, letting them know his look at the camera wasn't scripted. Number 14, grenade launcher. Despite all the trauma and hardship Dean has endured, there are days we still get to see him act like the playful kid he truly is on the inside. When he wants to take a grenade launcher into battle, Sam has to gentle parent him.
Ooh.
No.
Why?
Dean, we need to be stealth. Do this quietly.
It's both an adorable and hilarious exchange, and the best part is that it was completely unscripted. Props to the both of them here for knowing their characters so well, but especially to Padalecki, who reacted so perfectly to every new reaction Ackles threw at him.
Dean? Dean. We'll get a chance. It's okay.
We live for these kinds of organic brother moments.
Should've just brought the grenade launcher. Admit it though, you're having fun.
Number 13, Jack's wake.
Say goodbye. Tomorrow. Tonight, we get loaded.
Sometimes a sort of magic happens on set that you just can't plan, no matter how tight the script is. In season 14, after Jack dies, the first time, the remainder of Team Free Will is left anguished and mourning. The initial plan was to have a morose scene where the boys sit around and drink together, but instead, it turned into more of a commemorative occasion.
Jack, my heart ain't in it, but I'll hold the door.
Grief never looks like just one thing, and this montage demonstrates that perfectly as the boys tell stories, laugh, and keep a steady flow of liquor and snacks. According to Jared Padalecki, many of the shots are of himself, Jensen Ackles, and Misha Collins more than they are Sam, Dean, and Cass.
Here's to you, Jack. Wherever you are.
Number 12, some of Dean's death scene. When you have actors who understand their characters as well as Ackles and Padalecki do, it's always a good idea to let them have a little free rein, even, or perhaps especially, when it comes to the big scenes. Dean's death broke us, and it's in part thanks to the performers speaking from the heart. Padalecki and Ackles also took it upon themselves to make a couple of callbacks to the first episode, including this exchange.
I can't do this alone.
Yes, you can.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to.
Don't leave me. I can't do this alone. Yes, you can. Well, I don't want to.
Padalecki also apparently ad-libbed saying Dean's name in the final scene, which is also the first thing he says to him in the pilot.
Oh, easy, Tiger.
Dean?
Credit due to words on the page, but these two additions really up the poignancy.
Hey, Sammy.
Dean?
Number 11, Avenging Baby.
I'll drive.
I don't think so.
When the brothers are roped into helping bad guys, they run into a legitimate priest who gives them quite the motivational speech about doing good in the world. Sam, in the hopes of convincing Dean to do what's right, has him put himself in the priest's shoes. What if someone stole the thing he loves most in the world?
If somebody stole the Impala, what would you do?
Murder. I'd murder them all.
According to Ackles, Sam's question was supposed to be the end of it, but he knew that wasn't how Dean would react. Nope, he'd see red.
There'd be torture first. It'd be like a lot of torture, and then it would end up with death. If I can't have it, nobody can.
Were you even listening to what I was saying? Scarpati and Green Street? What did I say?
To Padalecki's credit, he also does an incredible job playing the straight man here. Number 10, A Punch to Confirm. Before getting those oh-so-fashionable tattoos, the Winchester boys have to worry about being possessed by demons.
See, this was a test. Wanted to see if I could push you far enough to waste Sam.
One of their most frequently encountered demonic foes is Meg, and she possesses Sam in this episode. Although Bobby and Dean are able to capture Meg, she breaks out and beats Dean up.
There. That's better.
Fortunately, Bobby manages to expel the demon. As Sam reels from the experience, which he can't remember, Dean punches his brother in the face.
Amy? Did I miss anything?
Originally, the scene was meant to end on Sam's bewildered amnesia. Dean's actor Jensen Ackles improvised the punch, which only made Sam's confusion even funnier. Number 9, Rude Sign Language.
Special Agent Butler, FBI. Do you know anything about what happened with Arthur last night?
Sorry, I wasn't working last night.
While investigating a banshee terrorizing a retirement home, Sam and Dean encounter Eileen Leahy, a deaf hunter out for revenge on the banshee after it killed her parents. She and Sam have a fun connection throughout the episode and thereafter. When they first met, though, Sam attempts to sign to Eileen, seemingly saying thanks. However, the sign is actually the one for the F word. Actors Shoshana Stern and Jared Padalecki came up with the joke together.
You've been on your own ever since?
I prefer working alone. Trust issues.
Yeah, I know.
It's no wonder folks started shipping them, considering this was part of their first interaction.
All right, thanks.
Thanks.
Number 8, German Castiel. On an apocalyptic version of Earth where the Winchesters were never born, angels and demons battle it out on a world with humans caught in the middle.
We've been studying you.
This world's version of Charlie Bradbury is being unsuccessfully tortured by angels when her tormentors call in a specialist, Castiel.
Pure steel. I haven't seen many like you.
However, this version of Castiel is notably different, seemingly blind in one eye, having a facial tic, and wearing a different coat. Oh, and he also has a German accent.
And then all of your little secrets flow from your mind to mine until your mind no longer exists.
The last of these was not in the script, and actor Misha Collins came up with it after seeing his wardrobe. Collins apparently regrets the choice now, though it's certainly memorable.
More than one of us. Fascinating.
Number 7, Hurt Feelings.
I'll search the town. Give me a moment.
While we're on the subject of Castiel, everyone's favorite angel joins Sam, Dean, and Bobby when they investigate a town in Oregon where Eve, the mother of monsters, has set up shop. However, upon arrival, Cass has trouble using his usual angel teleportation.
Guess we can still see you.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay, well, you don't have to wait on us.
When Dean uses a colorful metaphor for Castiel's impotence and insults his usefulness without his powers, the angel simply turns and looks away.
Oh, well, that's great, because without your power, you're basically just a baby in a trench coat.
Reportedly, Misha Collins actually forgot what his original line was, leading Jared Padalecki to improvise Sam's observation that Dean may have hurt Cass's feelings. We guess some mistakes work out for the better.
I think you hurt his feelings.
Number 6, Gate Trip. While investigating a mysterious death involving stigmata wounds, Sam and Dean are pointed towards a religious family who live off the beaten path. While walking up the drive, the brothers discuss their recently returned and then departed mother.
She hates the way that we were raised. She hates the fact that we're hunters. Maybe she starts walking and she doesn't stop. You know, she obviously has zero interest in keeping this family together.
However, their entrance to said drive sees Dean attempt to hop the fence by awkwardly shimmying over it, while Sam goes around with little effort. It's a small, funny bit of character interaction that was not in the script, but invented on set. It certainly feels like a typical sibling moment for the Winchesters. Number 5, Dean and the Lizard. While this episode primarily focuses on side characters attempting to save the Winchesters, the boys do feature in it as well. Trapped in an alternate universe inhabited by giant monsters, Sam and Dean are forced to make do with what they can find to survive, which means eating lizards.
Don't tell me it tastes like chicken.
No, Sam, it's a lizard. It tastes like a lizard.
Dean seems more willing to indulge in eating the local fauna, and when one of the larger monsters starts to sound closer and closer, the duo hurries off.
What do you think it is?
Let's not find out.
However, Dean goes back for the cooked lizard after initially leaving it behind. Jensen Ackles improvised the moment as he reasoned that Dean would never leave food behind, even lizard on a stick. Number 4, Fighting Fairies. Yep, we're back with this hilarious X-Files style episode that sees the Winchesters looking into crop circles. But instead of aliens, the true culprits appear to be fairies. Unfortunately for Dean, but not for us, he accidentally attacks a little person after mistaking the man for a fairy.
Little fairy! What do you want, you fairy?
Although his hilarious excuse that he was just kidding was also an improvisation by Ackles, our pick goes to a moment a little bit later.
I'm just kidding.
Naturally, Dean is arrested for assaulting the man, and as he's being put in the police car, he yells to Sam,
"Fight the fairies! You fight those fairies!"
Although this off-the-cuff line by Dean is funny in context, just imagining what all the bystanders think makes it even more so.
Fight the fairies!
Number 3, Dean's catchphrase.
He was a bad son of a bitch, something.
As any Supernatural fan knows, Dean's favorite exclamation involves mentioning the male child of a female dog. The amount of time Dean uses the expression leads it to essentially becoming his catchphrase.
Yeah, well, I hope we find him soon, because I'm starting to cramp like a son of a bitch.
Quit whining.
No, Sam, I mean son of a bitch.
Although many of the times Dean says it are in fact scripted, Jensen Ackles occasionally included the expletive when it wasn't written in previously, as a result of how in character he gets.
You kinky son of a bitch, we don't swing that way.
One memorable instance is at the conclusion of the season 3 episode Bad Day at Black Rock. After discovering that Bella Talbot had stolen his winning lottery tickets, Dean is left stunned. Dean's outburst wasn't scripted, and you can see Jared Padalecki trying not to laugh.
Son of a bitch!
We're right there with him. Number 2, ScoobyDoo Fbomb.
It's not a dream. Holy crap.
You saw that light. Did we just get sucked into the TV?
We still can't believe this episode is real. Sam, Dean, and Castiel get sucked into TV land, specifically the animated world of Scooby-Doo.
Oh, man, this is like a dream come true.
Your dream is to hang out with the Scooby Gang?
While there, they encounter an all-too-real ghost, which clashes hilariously and traumatically with the Scooby Gang's usual antics foiling old people in masks. The gang doesn't take it well.
Sam, are you crazy? They can't use this stuff. That's a Scooby-Don't.
However, thanks to a pep talk from Dean, they regain their confidence. Dean also claims that they can help out by doing what they do best, making a trap.
But we can help. We have to.
You're right, you can. You're gonna do what you do best. Build a trap.
Although most of this speech was scripted, Dean's use of the F word for emphasis was an invention of Jensen Ackles in the recording booth. Jinkies.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Eye of the Tiger. You probably saw this coming. During the episode Yellow Fever, Dean is cursed with fear at nearly everything.
Dude, you're going 20. And that's the speed limit.
Well, what, safety's a crime now?
To give himself the courage in one scene, he lies down in the Impala and listens to Eye of the Tiger while air drumming. Although the scene in the episode proper stops shortly thereafter, Jensen Ackles continues his performance of the song in a now famous outtake aired after the episode, lip-syncing to the lyrics and using his leg to play guitar. It's such a funny and surprising moment, and it's all thanks to Ackles just screwing around on set and the director leaving the camera rolling. Which other great moment or scene from the show do you know was improvised? Let us know in the comments.
What the hell is wrong with you? You don't just go around shooting people like that.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.